Good morning. And we're just going to hang out a couple minutes, see if anyone else shows up from around here. look today at an idea I'll just call I Wish You Well. And this whole spiritual awakening path is always a strange adventure. And it just keeps getting more fun, what I find. I soak in my book world, I call it. But yet, to me, that correlates with what Stefan teaches his Ignatian method, where you take a scene from a Bible story and you go into it. You imagine you are one of the characters, or maybe Jesus himself, whatever you're drawn to do. And the key of it is the imagining. When we open up our mind to imagine, what we're really doing is opening up our mind to let something give us new thoughts. Because if I'm going to imagine, I'm not just repeating what I did yesterday when I was somewhere. I'm open to, all right, what's going to happen here? And we wait. And then a silly or fun or profound idea comes. And I would like to propose that in mindfulness, that's an example of what it means to turn to our true nature within and let it direct us. So we could say it directs us through imagination. Now, a lot of times we want a clear-cut voice, do this, don't do that. Or, on the other hand, we say, no, I'm going to decide what I want to do here. But either of those modes closes the door pretty tight. Now, to try this opening of mindfulness back to Jesus, what I found recently was an Ignatian adventure. When I look at all the things I've ever read, from all the mystics, all the teachers, way back in present day, they all boil down to one thing, and that is to go to that state of goodness within us. And its characteristic that we can identify is, I wish you well. And that may sound too simple or la-la, but yet it's what I have found. Even all the awake philosophers arrived at that place. You have to wish well for every being to move forward with this stuff. So Jesus comes on the scene and says, all right, I've got good news for you guys. I'm here to tell you a way that you'll be saved from all your misery. And you'll have peace. And you'll feel good about yourself. You'll enjoy life. You'll love it. Just to sum it up, go to that place in you that feels good, and then look out and wish well to everybody. Turn the other cheek, feed the hungry, feed the poor, shelter the poor, help the prison. Wishing well is the place you're looking for. That's the inner kingdom. And that's how I identify it. And when you do, you know, your mind has things in it that doesn't want to wish well. You want to see them get what's coming. You want to see them get obliterated. You'd like to obliterate them some days. You just are not wishing them well. Dudes, that's what sin is. That's what evil is. Not being in love and wishing well. So you get a choice here. You can let your mind slip into the animal nature that really just wants to tear them up, see them fall, or see, now I'm here to offer you a choice. You can go to this other place in yourself, the good place. And when you do, you'll realize you do wish them well. And you're like, that's okay. And when you do, that pulls you out of your desire to do evil or cause harm, and your sin is gone. So that's how I'm here to take away the sin of the world, is to create an opening to the divine within you that has the power, me, Christ, Abba the Father, to pull you into that place of good if you just ask. You gotta ask. Because we're not going to override you. You're all God's creation. You got to ask. But when you do, we're here. And all you got to do is want to be back in that place of love, wishing well for everyone, even the idiots and the jerks and all the nasty ones. Wish well for them, for everybody that they're affecting, for yourself. And then I will speak from within, through your imagination, with ideas. What do I do with this moment? Well, maybe I'll prompt you to say this, or do that, or just walk away maybe, or who knows. But I'm telling you, there's a connection now in mind, because I opened the connection wider when I came here. And I'm still here to help you work it. So, anyway, that's my little model that came this time. But to me, that makes that very powerful and personal. And it makes sense to my engineering and logic brain, and everything's happy. For us to follow mindfulness where it wants to take us, I think we need to be willing to get a little bit silly, perhaps, a little bit crazy in our imagining. Because right in this world, just to think, say, extend, I wish you well, that's crazy here. Not so many people think that's a normal way to go about living, and even less think that, why bother to go there? I don't want to go there. Why would I want to do that? And there's parts of my mind I can see there's still remnants of like, no, I want to be pissed about this. That guy is really messed up. I'm going to hate him a little while still. Why don't we just want to go to that place and open it up in just crazy fun? It's a place of joy. It's a place of peace. Oh, I can't. This is serious, you know. I can't just go to this place that's free-floating fun and love and wishing everybody well. I have to stay here and deal with this on world terms. Be in the world, but not of it. Again, he's pulling us into that space of goodness and wishing well within, and saying, come there, come here with me, and I'll give you new ideas. I will have you say things you never imagined you'd ever think. Nice things, that do nice things, that create peace, that heal things. And maybe I can even show you that this has a power to do a lot more than you think it can. So, anyway, that's what I came here for, and that door's wide open anytime you want to step into it. So have at it. Thoughts?
Yeah, I think one of my first thoughts was it's like giving an outreach of love to someone, because that's also something that you'd want to come back to you as well. If you're giving an outreach of hate, an anger to someone, that can also just make it so your brain thinks of the next way to hate someone who wrongs you, or the next way to think ill of someone who wrongs you. But this also shifts like a mindset of I'll wish them well, and it's an outreach of love, and now your mind also more easily creates the patterns of I'm going to give love, and they'll let you better receive it.
Yeah. And that's really what we're doing. We're reprogramming the patterns in our brain. And I guess ideally, if we're seriously following what we call a spiritual path, we want them all to be reprogrammed to immediately turn to love and wish to extend it. And again, I know it's the very basics, but we still need them. It's okay, whatever's in here. All the old garbage, all the old hate, all the old anger. It's okay that there's still programs there. It's just a matter of when they rise up, I now see them and make a choice. All right, yep. I remember laying awake all night figuring out how to get even with that guy, how to get back at him, how to make him suffer for what he did to me. I remember when my brain just loved doing that. Now, here it is coming up again. Yep, that pattern's still there, a bit of it. But I choose. And that's the transformative point, is I now choose, all right, it's okay, the pattern's still there. No, I don't need guilt, I don't need shame, I don't need unworthiness. It's just what has been created from past experience. But now, instead of letting myself go into it and think it out a little bit, enjoy those energies of, yeah, I'll get them. No, I really want to just be in that place of I wish you well. And I find more and more, it all comes down to that one choice point in the end. Can I release an old pattern, look at it kindly and say, I remember you, and I remember when we were friends. But come on, friend, we're going to walk down this way now. And we make that choice. And, you know, once or twice or maybe 1,000 times a day is all we have to make it. But we do have to keep making it over and over. And another strange thing that occurs, there's a word in the Desert Mothers for it. It's something like accidia, A-C-C-I-D-I-A, which she calls prayer depression. The brain gets bored. It's like, come on, dude, we haven't done anything fun and energetic for a long time where you're just always wishing everybody well and being at peace. That's so depressing to the brain. It was built to survive, to do battle, to struggle. And we even have to work through seeing that reaction it'll throw up. Because it's a device to pull us back into the battle mode. But yet it shows up as depression or lethargy or I don't care, it's hopeless. And the Desert Mothers warn about that demon, as I label it. So there's almost no end to the tricks the brain can throw up to distract us. But that's why I focus on and emphasize, just remember that one space. I feel good, I want you to feel good. It's like the target that will always bring us home. That's what love means. It's not in I love you or, oh yeah, you're working at your career, I want to see you become that successful CEO. No, it's not about particular material outcomes. It's just, I want you to feel good about yourself. Mm-hmm. I want you to be able to just sit there and say, yeah, I'm me, and I like it. What do I want to do with me now? So our wishing well doesn't necessarily address any specific situations or symptoms or goals, but yet we could feel it. It's just, whatever your adventure is taking you on, I wish you well for it. Maybe you'll succeed at that and become the world's most famous improv artist. Or maybe you'll just take that to nursing homes and wake up a whole bunch of people. I don't know where your veins of energy are going to take you, and I don't need to, or I don't need to care. I don't need to think of, oh, do I have some advice? No. Just, I wish you well. Let me get there. Oh, yeah. All right. So now let's just hang out and share the adventure a little while. But anyway, I do just keep repeating it. It's always that one tiny choice point every time, all day long. How am I going to experience this situation? Go to my peace, my good, and come back out in love. I wish you well. Or deal with it another way. And many times we're still going to choose to deal with it another way for a while. And that's okay too. I'll have fun watching. Maybe get pissed a little bit myself with some of those things you do. But it's a constant evolving. It's a constant growing. It's not hoping in an immediate sense, oh, this is just going to pop and I won't have to watch my mind anymore. I won't have to be careful about making that choice again. Oh man, it was so fun when I just could get pissed off or just get depressed or just get angry. We do grow to where we see that there's always that choice. And I would say that's the goal of, quote, awakening or enlightenment. As we grow to the point where I'm always seeing what I'm doing. All right, yep. Oh man, I really want to choose that again. Yeah. Remember how that went last time? Yeah, but it was so fun until that happened. You know? Anyway, I'm just trying to shape it around a very real mode of experiencing in ourselves how this Christ takes away our sin, which is the desire to be not love. Oh, is that what all that was about? Okay. Anyway, I get going, guys. Sorry. Desert mothers, they teach much more about transforming ourselves than the desert fathers, which taught more of just step out of your human animal and stay focused on God. And as a result, a lot of them reported battling their demons until their very death, because they weren't working with stuff to transform it. They were just pushing it aside and trying to stay focused on the good. But the Desert Mothers emphasized transforming all our emotions. And they even said, take your pride and let it be okay to take pride in your growth in God. It's okay to use it for that, to feel good because you remembered to choose love again today. You remembered to wish well instead of damning the prick. And it's cool to me. You know, it's like we work with ourselves in a kindly manner in this business with mindfulness. And so, yeah, I still want to feel like I succeeded. Well, 10 times today I repressed the urge to say what I thought, and instead, oh yeah, I wish you well. Yeah, I did okay. It's all right to use those emotions, our human animal emotions. That's what brings them into alignment with the good. So now I'm transforming those emotions to also be aligned with and expressing the good. And that's like way cool. I don't have to fight them anymore, you know? Because my little brain still likes its little dopamine fix of, I did good, I did okay. Okay, we use it. We don't fight it or repress it. And it's so cool to me that everything gets used for good. Barb says, what we wish for another, we wish for ourselves because of our connectedness. That's what has helped me wish well for others. So a practice I used to give seems good for this. I call it remote forgiveness. Pick someone that just sticks in your mind as kind of like a thorn. Like, man, I don't know, why did they ever do that to me? Why they have to, and like, it won't go away. It just keeps, even over years maybe, it keeps coming back. Or maybe it's something you just overheard recently and it just keeps replaying. And every time you see the person, you see it on their face. Like, they're remembering it too, and they are going to do their stuff again. If we pick that specific and just say, show me how to let this go, how to forgive it. Because forgiveness is just dropping my grievance. And I pray on that regularly until I can get to that soft place, I wish you well. You will see the next time you connect with that person that they have changed. A grievance is an energy bond between us. And as long as I still have a grievance about you, I'm calling on you to be that way. And with another person who's actually at the same equal place I'm at, because I've got the grievance and you've got the grievance, if I keep feeding their energy by maintaining mine, it stays there. Unless they're also real awake and they're forgiving me, so then I suddenly feel like, oh, I think I'll forgive them today. But I can be the initiator. I don't have to wait for them to choose to forgive a situation. Even if it's a case where they have a grievance with me because they think I did them wrong. And maybe I actually did them wrong. By using this practice, until we can truly feel, I wish you well, and image them in our minds smiling back and saying, and I wish you well, when we can get there, the next time we connect with that person, we will see they've changed. And to me, that's always been one of the most powerful validations, that this power that Jesus talked about is a real power between us and the world. It's not just a la belief thing. This is a practice we can do and see another person change, never speaking a word to them, not even seeing them in the interim. And they come back somehow and things are different and they're okay. So I just put it out there as a practice to play with. Again, I just call it remote forgiveness. Our brain likes little flags on things to remember them. Try it. If you got a sticky spot in there somewhere, it can be in the past. You can forgive something that happened when you were in grade school. It's still sticky in your mind. Anyway, a fun thing to play. And of course, you'll get to see the part of your mind that says, no, I've been hating them for all this time. I don't want to let go of that. I like that hate. We'll see that too. It's part of the process. Or it might call it fear. And say, no, I need to keep my defense up with them. I can't go to peace and wish them well. I can't imagine them wishing me well because I can't trust them again. All kinds of fun stuff comes up. Have a good laugh.
What I keep hearing in everything you've been sharing is, or at least the way that I thought about it, is like all of us when we're born, the power that be, before it sends us out into the world, opens up the drawer and hands us a box and says, here you go. This is the only thing you're going to have in life. When we open it up, it's the gift of free will. Mm-hmm. And that's the only thing that we really have. Yes. That's our own, at least the way I see it. Because the journey, the adventure from the womb to the tomb is all based on our choices. We have experiences, we pick up all this baggage, but the other thing that I saw is like we're walking through life with a plow, and that's the past. And then when we recognize who we are in this moment, where we are, and all the accumulations of all this stuff, when I stop and I stand still and I recognize that I have this gift of free will and that the past is unalterable at this point and the future is full of unlimited potential, but all I have is the free will right here, right now, and then the questions of who am I? That's like the main existential question. But who do I want to be? That's the gift. That's the question of the present moment. Like, who do I want to be? Moving forward from this point. And then the other image I had was like the satellite images, the color-coded imagery of like the tides and the currents. They're all like different colors.
Yeah.
Because what I was hearing too is the contrast between rigidity and fluidity, and it still kind of ties back into free will, because each of us, the way I was seeing it, is each of us is one of those currents. And we kind of flow together. Sometimes we blend together. Sometimes our temperatures are too contrasting to. But like, yeah, who, it all starts with the seed of self. Like, yeah, the shit in the past has been cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And I don't want to experience that anymore. So what can I do right now to change? The needle is at 0, and we have a choice to make it go -10 or +10 or anything in between.
Yeah.
And it all starts with the free will. Like, yes, me and this parent may never ever understand each other.
Right.
However, forgiveness is the gift we give to ourselves. It's the gift. I forgive my father for being, and when I finally came to understand that, like, we are all human, we're all playing with the same deck of cards, and no one really knows exactly what the hell it is that's really going on.
Yeah.
We all have ideas, but do I want my needle to move into the positive? You know, like, and how do I spend the rest of my life trying to, like, live that? But it starts with the free will, and it starts right now, and each right now. So, like, I don't want to have to continue to relive my addiction experiences. I don't want to have to relive being a shitty father anymore. I want to be a good friend. I want to have some type of career that at least is able to help sustain. I don't need a high rise in a big city. But, like, what can I do right now? You know, and I think, you know, right now is just, like, kind of expressing in this group what's banging around in my skull.
Yeah.
So, but I think we're all searching for the answers, and it's easy to go out into the woods. That's been, like, the church that I've gone to lately, and stop walking, just stand still and listen.
Yeah.
And you can kind of hear the big silence, but there's a lot of answers in that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It starts with the seed of self, and what do I want to bloom into today?
That's it. Well put. Thank you. Yeah, and that's exactly it. Each of us has to formulate our own embodiment of these ideas. But basically, no, life can be better. It can be different.
Absolutely can be. Yeah.
And I choose to head in that direction. And again, it's always just that simple choice point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just make the needle jump a little bit in the right direction. And, you know, the catch-all, the main word is love, but, you know, we throw that word around.
Yeah, it's gotten pretty messed up.
But, like, connection, like positive, just like laughing together, having meaningful conversations, like, that's how the world changes.
For me, one of the things that empowered it has been the growth of my sense of presence with me. But it's there as even just part of me, as a friend. It's like, you know, when you guys go out to Tractor Supply together, you're having fun as friends doing whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I now feel the presence of Jesus, as a friend that's that intimately connected to my life. So no matter what I'm going to do or think about, if I just stop and remember, choose good, choose love, I feel like that friend's right there supporting me. And it gives me a power that I can't do with my own willpower.
Mm-hmm.
I can't overcome all my, say, addiction energies by myself. I've learned that in the past. I tried, I did good for a while, but when I just rest and I'm not alone, I am part of the big, and it wants to help me.
Yeah.
And whichever I choose, it gets silly on the way. It'll help me, because if I choose the dark side again, it will get real dark.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And if I want to choose the good, and I just ask a little help, please. That's where I have found my growth had took off. Was once I accepted that there really is help there.
Yeah.
And to bring it back to our Christian outlook, Jesus came to say, look, I came here to open up a connection, so you've got this help. Anytime you want it, ask me.
Yeah.
So. But your point about that free will, Viktor Frankl, do you guys know him from the concentration camps?
Man's search for meaning.
Yeah, he was a prisoner in one of those camps. And he woke up and he said, they can take away everything, even my body, but they cannot take away my choice of how to experience this moment. He says, that is our freedom that they can never touch. And that's what I heard you say in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And we're gifted in the fact that we have. I heard a priest online say that like one of the gifts that God gave us is our gift of memories, like in the way that we can sit in this moment and reflect back and be like, yeah, that was not a good way to go. And so do we want to relive that again, you know? And a lot of times, Kevin and I were talking last night, I guess it's a human being trait, but we have to relive these cycles until we finally grasp the lesson. You know, we have to get calloused enough and then eventually have the skin torn off and be like, you know what? I'm done doing that.
Yeah.
Like, I've learned that lesson.
Yeah.
Because I've been living and reliving it for like 10, 12 years.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to try something different. Free will.
Yep.
So, but yeah, it's looking back into the trough that we've plowed and be like, yeah, it's like,
I don't need to do that anymore.
yeah,
Yeah.
like it's time to do something different. And I want to be with people who, that old saying, you are essentially a reflection of the 5 people you spend the most time with. You know, like, choose your company carefully, and it's really easy to do in a place like this, because I believe we were all scouted to come here, you know.
Yeah.
And but yeah, there's definitely people, you know, life is humanity is complicated with power and prestige and money. It's all just trappings.
Yeah, it's all
Like
fake.
those people you meet along the path of life, who you're like, I don't know what it is about this person, but there's something that they have that I want. And normally it's just simply like they've finally unburdened themselves with all of this extra, and they've discovered, or they're working on discovering, the core of what it is to be a loving, good, decent human being.
Just to go back to the mechanics model again, we're born with this animal construct we ride around in, and it was built to learn from the environment from day one, it begins learning, how do I survive? How do I interact with this world? And that when you talk about seeing and letting it all go is when we recognize in ourselves, oh, now I see that part of me that has been conditioned and trained, and I'm willing to let it dissolve. Instead of, no, that's the way it is, that's how life works, that's how I am. No, it's that wakening up to realizing all of that I thought was me was all just programming. Stuff I learned at random. Some good, some bad, some crazy.
Yep.
And that's when we, have stepped back in our awareness enough to get the overview of what we've been as only the animal,
Mhm.
acting only from that.
Yep.
And then at that point, the unraveling can speed up a lot, because it's like, oh, yeah, I really like that one, that it can go too. It gets me in trouble every time.
Yep.
And to learn we're the product of who we've been associating with. And we had no choice until we woke up.
Mm-hmm.
We just didn't know.
Yep. And then
Yeah.
with technology, radio, internet, television, like we have the choice what we're feeding ourselves.
Yep.
And that's a big thing just in general. Like my mom, everybody, so many people watch the news, but at nighttime she made a point to watch ABC News like every single night. And I would always joke with her. I'm like, do what you're gonna do, but I would tell her it's mind poison, because the first thing that airs as soon as it kicks on is normally something about our current president, because that gets viewers, it gets people emotionally charged. And then they'll throw like a story at the end about like a horse that found a forever home or something.
Right.
And then have a great night. Here's Jeopardy. Yeah. So just choose. Yeah. And that's been a benefit of being here, is like technology has been consciously limited. But the real world is still out there. So how can we be agents, and the only way I know to be a decent agent of anything good is to work on myself first.
Yeah.
I can't change not a damn thing or person, not even my own child, but to be consistently consistent.
Mhm.
If that's the best I can aim at, I'll take that.
And that's really all that does work with changing other people, is we appear consistently as a being of peace, and I wish you well.
Mm-hmm.
And at first they just totally dismiss you, and then they accuse you of being in la la land.
Mm-hmm.
But after some time, they're like, damn, that dude's solid. He's just always happy. I wish I could be happy. And that's how we might make a crack.
Yeah.
But not by teaching, not by explaining, not by
Example.
just
being
a demonstration.
A demonstration.
A
I like
consistent demonstration. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I was telling Kevin too, I think it was yesterday, that like the generation before me, my aunts and uncles and my dad, there's six of them. They're all different. But like my uncle, who has now gone on to the next adventure,
Yeah.
like he was one of those dudes that like everybody gravitated towards. My dad and him, they're from the same family.
Mm-hmm.
Two totally different people.
Yeah.
And but and it's hard to say, like my dad doesn't have a lot of characteristics that I aspire towards, but his brother was just like someone I can aspire to be like. And but I I love my dad, and again we're all human.
Mm-hmm.
We're all trying to get at the same thing, I think. Maybe not.
Well,
But yeah, it's just trying to be better and make the world, I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but if I'm better today than I was yesterday, generally speaking, I've experienced the world appears a little bit better
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
So
yeah. You know, when I look out, like at Minneapolis, I can look and see all the darkness weaving all through it, like swarming in there. Or I can look and also see the love of, what is this crazy love? 10,000 people are willing to be out in sub-zero weather, blowing whistles and standing, you know, and it's like, whoa, there's a lot of love going on there. So yeah, the inner stance I take does affect what I see out
Yeah.
there. Yeah. So it makes it a lot more bearable. Yeah. And again, it's about the quality of that peace and love we want to be. We can look at others to inspire us and give us temporary guidance, but in the end, we're going to be the stream of love that we were created to be. You know?
mhm.
And I've given up aspiring to be a musician because I can't even sing one song right. You know, that's not my thing. But I can be inspired watching Stefan do his stuff and saying, yeah, he locked in on Stefan and it's working. So, you know, avoid that. There's always a tendency, it's built into the program, to become like the tribe. It's a survival thing that keeps the tribe together. So, but it doesn't apply to this awakening. It's like, just become like love. And then go ahead and just be you. Full out you love. And, you know, when they take one person to do protests, one to a homeless kitchen, and another one to sailing boat around the world for some, you don't know. There's no, you can't measure externally or look to an external reference of what to do with your love in
Mhm.
life. So, I've been swayed many times thinking, oh, I should be more like this. Or, all it does is make a battle for however long, because I'm not like that,
Mhm.
you know? Another fun little miracle. Viktor Frankl made it a practice to give away half his food every day because they were literally starving.
Mhm.
And he's the only one in the camp that didn't lose weight. I mean, he lost some weight, but he did not
He did.
starve like
Yeah.
so many others who are actually starving to death. As we give it away, it brings, you know, it's in the flow.
Mhm.
You can't, oh, I'd like to get that love of God, that felt so good, like get it and keep it. It only works as we give it, and
Mhm.
then it becomes a river instead of a trickle
Yeah.
because it's flowing. Yeah. See you, Barb.